Hi Rupert,
Hello.
We're catching up with you just before this year's All Points North Ultra Distance event, and we're looking forward to watching your progress over the next few days. So are you looking forward to it?
I am indeed, yeah. All the planning I've done, I'm ready to get it done now.
Okay, when does it start? This film might go out actually just after you've started, but hopefully we can track you, but tell people when it's starting and where.
So for me, it will be Thursday, this Thursday coming, 2nd of June at 8 o'clock.
In the evening?
In the evening, yeah, 8 p.m.
In Sheffield?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, a bit more about the event soon, but let's have a little think about the distance you're doing, because this is your second ride now as a solo. You've done some pairs things before, but this is your second attempt at a solo-only ultra distance event. How
Yeah.
far and how many hours roughly do you think this is going to take you?
So it's approximately 1,000 kilometres, and I hope to do that in around 60 to 65 hours.
So when do you get to sleep?
When I need it. I will plan some this year, more so than last time.
Lots you learnt last time. The
Yeah.
last event wasn't that long ago, was it? It was at the tail end of last year. Why is this one different?
Because of the pandemic, it got pushed through to September last year, so it's back around to its normal time in the spring now, beginning of June.
Okay, and All Points North starts in Sheffield and heads basically north from there in a loop. What about the checkpoints? What's roughly the area
Yeah,
you
they're
cover?
kind of in a loop going up to the Scottish borders. So you're going east and west, both sides, through Cumbria and up and round, heading back to Sheffield for the finish.
Great. Well, let's have a little look at things you learnt last time, because that's what was interesting to us. What have you changed? What did you learn? And what have you changed on the bike for the kit setup to help you this time? So I noticed, for example, that your wheels look a bit different.
Yeah, so this year I've opted for some Reynolds carbon wheels to give me that. They are lighter and stronger and will give me a cheeky little aerial advantage. They're built on the same Son Dynamo hub, but I've removed the mudguards, which has allowed me to get on 30mm tyres for a little extra cushioning.
So you're holding out for dry weather this time.
Fingers crossed.
Although I see your back bag is going to help protect you a little bit if there is any rain.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be some spray up the back, no doubt. So this will stop me from getting wet at the back, but it'll be the same for everybody. So just get it done.
And you've changed the bag setup. You're using Apidura bags, but you've changed the distribution of the bags. Why is that?
So I used the tail fin before, which was just back-loaded, which I found quite hard on some of the really steep climbs with the front wheel lifting up. So I've decided to spread the bags across. I'll use the tail fin for Scotland for the Transalba, but I've got the food at the front, which by raising the tri-bars, this has allowed me to put on this bag, and then I can have some spare clothing in the rear bag.
So you're travelling pretty lightweight, and then you've got the top tube bag as well for feeding, presumably.
So the top tube bag is for charging. This is where all the charging cable comes. So my phone will be in there via the SynWave, and anything I need to charge is there, and any keynotes that I've got, so they're direct access. Food just in the front and in my rear pockets.
So obviously navigation is key, not to waste any time making mistakes. What are you doing on navigation up front?
So this year I've changed the GPS and got one of these 76 projects for the extensions on the tri-bars. This allows me to have an additional battery on the bottom and a light, and this will give me turn-by-turn instructions for what I've already planned. I've got it in this position so that when I'm on the extensions I can see it, and then the light will also help when it's dark.
And you're doubling up on lights front and back for safety?
Yes, so I will run a rear KTV, but I've got a dynamo rear and a dynamo front, which will be on all the time in the day anyway, and obviously charging. Though they are pretty bright at night time, but I just have the additional ones and a high-vis top for riding through the night.
So you say you raised the handlebar position up a bit. Have you done anything with the saddle or your shorts or other things? I know you had a few issues in the undercarriage area after the long ride last time.
I did, yeah.
Was that for a particular reason? What have you done about that?
So I've changed to back to the Repente saddle that I use on my TT bike, so that I can spend longer on the front and on the extensions.
The ISM saddle you're on now. You were on the Repente, weren't you? Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
Which is a great saddle, but you feel that you're maybe more used to this one for the TT position.
Yeah, exactly that. Because I raised these up, because last year I run them flat, I've raised them up. I've tried to replicate that position, so the same saddle and the same sort of dimensions as I run on the TT bike.
What about the gearing, Rupert? Have you done anything about that? You mentioned steep hills in the Lake District in particular. They can get up to, what, 1 in 4 in time, so I suppose
Yes,
25%.
Yeah.
So have you changed anything there?
Yeah, I've opted for the 48-32 Praxis Zianti chain set instead of the 52-36 I rode last year. It's given me that slightly smaller gear, same size cassette up to 34, but I've also changed to a SPD gravel pedal so that if, for instance, I am really tired and have to get off to do a little bit of walking, then it's much easier in those shoes. Clipping in and out was quite hard last time. That's how fatigued I was, I couldn't get my foot in the pedal. The option to have two-sided and just sit on the pedal with these is
so as always, contact points are really important.
Yeah, exactly that.
And any other concessions to comfort? The frame is the same as last year?
It is, yeah.
Which is the GTD, and you've got slightly bigger tyres. Have you used that for comfort?
Yeah, so just gone up a couple of mil on the tyres without the mud guards on, just to, a little extra cushioning, because you do feel all the bumps once you've been on the road for a few miles.
And what about bar tape? Is that extra thick, double taped at all, or just standard?
So this is standard, but it's reflective, so it just does another key thing for when you're riding at dark, as well as the high-vis points on the bike that we've added, just so I'm a bit more visible when it's night time.
And you've got the third bottle caddy down below there. Is that tool storage? What have you got down there? What's the nutrition setup?
So I've got a couple of tubes and a metal tool underneath, in case I need those. Fingers crossed I won't.
So just back to the route for a minute then. So you've plotted your own route, which remains your secret until we can see you going round.
Yeah.
And there's about 100 riders, is that right, taking part this
I think
year?
so, yeah, approximately, 100. A couple
and
of pulled out.
undoubtedly you might see some people on your way, but maybe people are going different routes.
That's right, yeah.
How alone do you expect to be, or are you expected to ride with others?
So surprisingly enough, didn't really see that many people last year. Only a few at the beginning, a couple of the first checkpoints, and then literally the odd person once it had spread out.
So it really is a solo effort.
Yeah, you're expected to ride on your own. You may see somebody, but obviously you might have a quick chat, but then split up to ride. So there's no assistance because it's, self-supported.
Obviously the weather plays a big factor, but have you got a target time before you set off?
I'd like to be similar to last year, probably 60, 65 hours. As long as I'm within the 72 hours for the finisher's meal, that's key.
So if you get back in time, you get a big slap-up meal.
Yeah, it was curry last year, so fingers crossed it's the same.
If that's not an incentive to keep going.
Oh yeah, that was the only hot food, by the time I'd finished. So it was really good.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck and a safe ride as for everybody. And we look forward to finding out more maybe when you get back.
Thanks very much, cheers.